So it is high time that we come back and rebuild Africa. Hmm? Even if I want to travel abroad today, I'm not traveling for relocation. I'm traveling only for maybe business purposes or to go and for leisure. Hello viewers, you're welcome to my channel. If this is your first time of tuning in, my name is Emeka, the Chief Priest, also known as Maazi Chukwuemeka. On this channel, I discuss spiritual tips and how people live a spiritual active life. Today, I want to talk about your ancestors, knowing your ancestors. So, today I'm talking about ancestral veneration. Your ancestors are your progenitors, the people that came here before you. So many people cannot have, they don't have a family tree. They can't remember their great grandfather's name. Some people cannot remember their great grandfather's name. Some people cannot remember their grandfather's name. Some people cannot remember, if care is not taken, some people don't even know their real father's name because they don't value family tree. When you come to a family tree, you have seventh generation, sixth generation, fifth generation, and that's how it comes. Some people have a documented history of who their ancestors are. Hmm? Some people have a document, why some don't. So today we live in a world whereby anything goes. But back in the day, when things were working, you must know how you came into this universe, how you started existing. There are people that came here before you. And I don't subscribe to this notion that all the people that came here before you are bad people. Because if they are bad, it means that you are a product of anything that is bad. But if those people that, if you believe in yourself that you are a great person, that you possess abilities of a great personality, that you can showcase your greatness to the world, it means that there are people that came into this world before you that are also great. So this means that you must show them respect. In ancestral veneration, you don't worship them. Try to get the meaning of veneration. Veneration doesn't mean worship. Veneration means to pay reverence. It means to respect. It means to recognize. So like I said, spirits do not die. That spiritually, the way your ancestors work is that there is the covenant that they kept with the land. That's what I'm saying. This video is only beneficial to Africans. If you're not an African, you will not understand this video. So when it comes to like land, when it comes to like the first people that were existing here, Africans were part of the first people. And because of Africans ways of taking spiritual things serious, because of the way they took spiritual things serious, they created a covenant between them and the creator. They have a very strong covenant between them and the creator. So because of this strong bond of friendship or covenant that the African ancestors have made with the creator, it is that how they made that covenant is that wherever any African goes to, he must report back to the land and pay respect to the land. And if he or she doesn't do it, he will find out that whatever he's doing there, it is not going to be working perfectly. And because of this strong covenant that has been binded, it means that wherever any African goes, he or she his success there is only limited until he remembers where he comes from. Because so many Africans, the moment they left Africa, maybe to foreign land, they abandoned their homeland. Actually, they're making money there. Actually, they're making a hell of money. They're seeing their lives have changed so far. But what is the value of your wealth if it is not affecting your own people back home? How many Africans have you helped so far after accumulating such wealth? That's why I give shout outs, I give appraisals to some of these African footballers that are doing well, that so many of them have made money and they came back home to repair their land. I'm talking about Didier Drogba. I'm talking about so many African, especially Nigerian footballers that have invested back home, that have, after making so much wealth outside Africa, they remembered home. And ancestors are happy when you are helping other Africans. That any money that you are bringing back home to invest in Africa, to invest in agriculture in Africa, to invest in making sure that so many Africans are finding food on their table. It makes African ancestors to be happy that this person is a product of value. But when the moment you travel and you go there and you feel like you're enjoying, um, whereas you actually have where you came from, by by DNA, by blood, you came from a particular place. That place you went to is not your home state. That place is not where you belong to. But you are there, you might be seeing a good life, greener pastures, and all that. It is still telling you that you need to report back home. That before you left, there are people that were there. And those people are supposed to have a positive feedback from you. How many times have you sent money to venerate your ancestors? I know some of you now have now become atheists, you become um, irreligious, you become free thinkers and all that. But I'm asking about when we talk about veneration. How many times have you sent money home and said whatever they are doing that concerns your ancestral lineage, how to pay homage to them? So when was the last time that you came back to understand what African spirituality is all about? They told you that African spirituality is demonic, is fetish, is this, is that. So you need to report back home. And if you can't come back physically, you can be sending money to your family members, to that particular environment that you left. If you can find someone, you send money to them and say, use this money and do any spiritual work on my behalf. So in conclusion, spiritually your ancestors are not dead. And the only way you can even understand this better is by looking at a mirror. The moment you bring a mirror and you look at this mirror, you are seeing your ancestors. You are a product of so many repairs, years of repairs, that each time, because the real you is not the physical. Most times, a lot of us have been having this misconception of the real you. The real you is like a witness, while the body is just the vessel. So the real you keep changing forms. That's how the spirit works. The real you keep changing forms. It keep changing forms. So if you look at yourself in the mirror, that is the real you. But if you want to identify the real you by looking at it from a physical structure, that is not the real you. You get confused. So ancestral veneration is very, very important for the success and growth of Africa. That Africa must come back to their roots. Africa must wake up from their slumber. Africa must wake up and think deeply on how to make Africa great again. That we should not become interdependent or dependent on other countries for our survival and livelihood. That milk and honey, those natural resources, we can use it to better our lot. That the time for us running helter-skelter, running to distant land, is something we have to think about. We were designed for spirituality. We're designed for this. That we must come back and show the world what spirituality is all about. That spirituality is not about what they have maxed and gave to us. That spirituality is about we being in alignment with the Creator, doing the things that the Creator wants us to do, doing the things that the land wants us to do, being productive, being creative, being industrious, being Africa becoming an industrial economy, becoming an industrial environment, a place where people does not lack, The reason why it is not happening is because we've abandoned our spiritual life, we've abandoned spirituality, we've embraced foreign religions, and it's not working. I've been saying this time without number that it is not working. There's so many people that have drifted away, that the covenant that African ancestors had with the land has been desecrated, has been abandoned, and this abandonment has led to we suffering today. That we need to come back to our senses, come back to our roots. So it is high time that we come back and rebuild Africa. Hmm? Even if I want to travel abroad today, I'm not traveling for relocation. I'm traveling only for maybe business purposes or to go and for leisure. I'm saying this without fear or favor. I'm not going there to go and stay there to relocate out of Africa. Hmm? That everything that we are looking for in that foreign land is here. I know because we have bad governance, we have bad leaders, we have leaders that are selfish. That is the reason why Africa is like a graveyard. But we should not rely on that. We should not focus on bad leaders. We will focus on people that can come out and become good leaders. Hmm? So if you are an African that is staying in diaspora, that is living in abroad, that living abroad, please make out time to, you can call upon people like us. I'm a chief priest. My work is spiritual work. You can call upon us and we tell you what to do to keep yourself. Even if you have made it, even if you're not in financial trouble, and you are okay where you are, that doesn't mean that you should abandon home. You must find time to, you can be sending a token. Any token you send, $100, $200, $50, whatever you send, and say use this and assist in what you're doing. It will make us to also decentralize that funds, those monies you're sending, and it is going to reach, because the moment we use that money to buy from African market, everyone in Africa is benefiting from that dollar, that money you send from abroad. We are not going to eat. Even we are spending it here in Africa, and it's going to benefit so many Africans. So you realize that anything we are sending from abroad is not only for the benefit of one person, it is going to spread around, and people are going to happy. Do you know the value of people? Do you know how happy people are that when they are rejoicing over your head, that meant it is for your own benefit? And what are the benefits of spiritual veneration is that sometimes we know about unforeseen circumstances, things happening without you planning it, that things taking you by surprise, like something like untimely death, something like waking up one morning you realize that your wealth is gone, something like you wake up one morning you realize that everything you've labored for has gone into the thin air. So nobody is expecting such things to happen. But if you are in alignment with spiritual forces, they will take care of that. That before those things will happen, you will be informed ahead of time. That the moment you are informed ahead of time, it will make you to prepare, that those things doesn't take you by surprise. You understand? Let me just give an instance. Maybe there could be an accident that will happen, and it will happen maybe the next 1 hour ahead of time. But because you are in alignment or attuned with spiritual forces, they will, or your ancestors, they will block it. That even if it happens, you might have minor injury. You might not be a casualty in that particular event. In that particular event, you might not become a casualty. So that is why spirituality has come. It is not something science can define. So if you find this video helpful, if you're watching this video any part of the world, you find this video helpful, please don't hesitate to subscribe to this channel. If you subscribe, then you can also like the video, and then you can share this video. The moment you want to share it, you create a link, you say copy link. You can copy this link and paste on your social media handles or wherever. Somebody else may watch this video and also benefit from it. So back to the topic. Ancestral veneration is very, very important. This can be applicable to every African, but I don't know, foreigners, whatever that belongs to them, I don't actually know. I can't speak for them, but those ones that want to embrace African spirituality can come on. They can come. They can come to it and embrace it. So that is it. If you want to have I offer Alpha consultation. In Alpha consultation, we call it spiritual diagnosis. We use it to diagnose what is going on in your life presently or what may happen in the future. That is what Alpha does. Alpha is like a psychic science. If you can understand from that angle, it's like a psychic science. It's like trying to understand metaphysical things, if you can understand from that angle. So why things happen and why, how to forestall or how to prevent future occurrences. So through Alpha, those things can be revealed. It's only a diviner that has been trained spiritually to handle that particular task. Every other person cannot do it well. So if you want to do an Alpha consultation, you can chat me on my WhatsApp number. My WhatsApp number is 090 4011 3281. Yagazie.